today. She gave Ajaya Professor Tapas Chakravarti, Sri Prashant Sharma, Professor Devashish Kode, Dr. Kalyan Goswami, Dr. Ajay Malik, esteemed guests in the audience, the participants. I am happy and privileged to welcome you all in this, both I can say scientific as well as spiritual get together to understand the link between the brain, mind and the consciousness. I remember when I joined the medical curriculum, one of the textbooks written by Ganon, the older edition, it refers about the understanding of the brain as standing at the foothills and try to measure and try to escalate, try to understand the mountain. So that is our brain is. Barely weighing around 1.5 kg, it holds a complex mechanism of billions of neurons, trillions of connections. It is a biological masterpiece, one can understand that the more you use it, the more try to negotiate with it, it develops new connections, new understandings, and new things comes up. So that is our brain. And we must understand that is how our forefathers working on spirituality to understand the difference between the physical structure and leading to connection to develop it or to understand as a mind, and then making us conscious, aware of the things. This get together today is to understand that this makes us peaceful within, makes peace with the society, and not only for human beings, it also creates an atmosphere where we can understand the whole nature, the surroundings, the animals around us. Definitely going to give a better way to understand this issue and solve it. I am happy that our Department of Psychiatry is also working on it. To start with, they have started practicing yoga and I think pranayama and other measures particularly to control the behavioral changes which occur because of, I can say, some malconnections, some irregular discharges which is happening through the neurotransmitters at different synapses, different connections. I urge all the participants here to try to engage yourself actively and take maximum benefit out of this conference. I thank Bhaktivedanta Institute Kolkata, their office bearers, for allowing us to organize this event at AIMS Kalyani. Once again, I welcome you all and wish all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. An inspiring address indeed. Sir, your words remind us the vital synergy between the medicine, neuroscience, and consciousness studies in shaping the future of healthcare. Let us extend our appreciation with a heartfelt round of applause. Moving forward, to provide an overview of the today's symposium, we now welcome Shri Sushant Sharma, Director of Cognitive Sciences and Performing Arts, Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata, and alumnus of IIT Guwahati. His expertise in cognitive sciences and his dedication to advancing the interdisciplinary discourse make him the ideal guide for this intellectual voyage. Sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to present over dance. It is a symposium on brain, mind, and consciousness. As a convener, I extend my warm greetings to our esteemed speakers, distinguished guests, and all the inquisitive minds who have gathered here today. The relationship between the brain, mind, and consciousness has fascinated philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. From the ancient Upanishads and Buddhist philosophy to modern neuroscience and artificial intelligence, the question of how we perceive reality, how thoughts arise, and whether consciousness is purely biological or something more remains a profound mystery. One of the fundamental debates in science and philosophy is whether consciousness is an emergent property of neural activity or whether it has an independent existence beyond the physical structure of neurons. The materialist view sees consciousness as a product of biochemical and electrical activity in the brain, whereas other perspectives, including those from Vedantic traditions, suggest that consciousness is primary and the brain merely acts as a receiver or feeder. As we stand at the crossroads of neuroscience, psychology, cognitive science, quantum physics, and spirituality, this symposium seeks to explore these questions from multiple perspectives. Some of the key areas that we are going to explore include how the brain encodes thoughts, emotions, and memories, and whether there is a clear boundary between the mind and the physical structure of the brain. The concept of neuroplasticity, how experiences and thoughts shape the brain over time, and how practices like meditation and yoga influence neural networks. Insights from clinical research and psychiatry on how different states of consciousness, including dreams, deep meditation, and altered states, affect human cognition. Whether artificial intelligence and machine learning can ever replicate human consciousness, or if there is an element of subjective awareness that cannot be simulated. The role of spiritual traditions, including Vedanta, in understanding mental well-being and whether these perspectives offer a deeper insight into the nature of the self. By bringing together experts from diverse fields, neuroscientists, psychologists, medical professionals, AI researchers, quantum physicists, philosophers, and spiritual scholars, this symposium aims to bridge the gap between science and spirituality and foster a holistic discussion that challenges conventional perspectives. We have an exciting lineup of expert talks and interactive sessions covering neuroscience, cognitive science, philosophy, and AI. Our discussions will be enriched by a stellar panel of speakers including Sri Varun, Director of Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata, who will begin by exploring Brain and Mind Exploring the Foundations of Science and Medical Challenges. This talk will set the stage for our discussions by examining how contemporary science tackles with the mind-body problem and the medical challenges to health. Professor Sukanta Sarkar, HOD of Department of Psychiatry and Culinary, he will speak on neuroplasticity, mind and divine. Padma Shri Dr. Bhin Gangadhar, Chairman of National Medical Commission, will present on yoga as a spiritual practice and clinical practice. With decades of experience in psychiatry and integrative medicine, he will highlight on how yoga is not just a physical exercise but a powerful tool for mental well-being and neurocognitive enhancement. Sri K. Vasudev Rao, President of Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata, will offer a philosophical lens through his talk on science of mind for mental well-being, a Vedantic approach. Dr. Madhavan C. from AIMS Kalyanari shall be speaking on can the mind relax consciously? So this is like an intriguing question. Dr. Roshan Tiwari, research scientist from Bhaktivedanta Institute, will present privacy of consciousness experience, privacy of conscious experience, a quantum informative approach. He may discuss whether consciousness is best understood through classical neuroscience or if quantum physics holds a key to subjective experience. Then we have got talks from abroad on Zoom by Professor Harald Volach from who will expand on a place of spirituality and healing in medicine. Dr. Ryan Jonas from Georgetown University, USA, will present meaning, mindfulness, and spirituality, core dimensions for healing. Dr. Andrew Newberg from Marna Brink Center of Integrative Medicine, USA, will conclude our academic discussions with principles of neurotheology, implications for the study of consciousness. These thought programs will be complemented by interactive sessions where participants will have the opportunity to engage in meaningful discussions with our esteemed speakers. Beyond academic discourse, we also recognize the role of art and culture in consciousness exploration. As part of this symposium, we are delighted to present a special cultural program. The performances will remind us that understanding consciousness is not just an intellectual pursuit but also something to experience. What we hope to achieve. The symposium is not just about learning, it is about expanding our horizons. We encourage open discussions, intellectual curiosity, and the exchange of ideas that bridge scientific inquiry with philosophical depth. Our goal is not just to find answers, but to ask better questions, to challenge assumptions, and to inspire new ways of thinking. We hope that today's discussions will spark new collaborations, encourage interdisciplinary research, and deepen our collective understanding of the mystery that is consciousness. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our organizing team, sponsors and speakers for making this event possible, and of course a big thank you to all of you for being here and contributing to this dialogue. Let's embark on this journey of exploration together. Welcome to the symposium on brain, mind and consciousness. I'd like to thank you all of you on behalf of the committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. An exceptional roadmap to today's discussion. You have brilliantly outlined what promises to be an unforgettable day of inquiry and discovery. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now our privilege to hear from our esteemed guest of honor, Professor Tapas Chakrabarti, Vice Chancellor of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University of Technology, West Bengal. Professor Chakrabarti is a distinguished academic leader and a visionary in the field of higher education and a guiding force behind transformative research initiatives. Sir, we invite you to share your valuable insights with us. Sir, please.
Good morning, honorable dignitaries on the dais, Swamijis, ladies and gentlemen, and the students. It's really encouraging to see this audience because usually when in our universities it ends in conference, technical conference, particularly I am from this technical university. Hardly the room is filled up, but what you can see here, this room is full. So it basically tells us that although all of us has a brain, biological brain, could be functional, partly functional, or non-functional, whatever it is, we are interested to know how it works. The question is eternal. Like from this old days, what we know, that we grew up listening the stories of this Adi Kavi Valmiki. He composed Ramayana without seeing directly the lives of Ramayana. And also he made the predictions. Similarly, this Mahabharata, Sanjaya narrated the stories of the battlefield to this blind king, Dhritarashtra. So how some people become very different compared to others? It is an eternal question. How at the same time, this Hitler and Einstein can stay at the same time, in the same geographical region? It is the same question. We Bengali, if we grew up listening the poets of Rabindranath Tagore, Amai Chetana Grami Panna Holo Shobuj. So definitely, that this emerald is green, it has scientific explanation, but it is this Chetana wrong. It is the color of the consciousness that gives the feeling of this emerald that this is green. It is the symbol of life and other things. Now, this particular conference, which brings the people belonging in these two opposite ends, spirituality and the scientific practitioners together, to ask a most profound question, how this brain works. It's naturally important. Possibly that has brought me also here in the morning, and also this audience here. Basic questions you already know, that how from a sensory organs, basic electrical signals are generated, signal transduction mechanism. So biochemistry is fairly known. But when these billions of signals come together, that causes this consciousness. That is the most difficult question. When we are the students, I am from this Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science. That is the oldest scientific research institution of the country. So one of the Harvard professors raised the question to the audience, that what should be the most difficult problem, scientific problem to solve in the 21st century? Now we all know what are the constituents of a cell, a living cell. But if you put together all the chemicals, no way you can produce a living cell. So how from these constituents a living cell is generated? That is the difficult question. And then combining these living cells, billions of cells together, the signal that generates and eventually this consciousness. Naturally, it's not an easy question. But again, I am more than 60, and I grew up also listening to the stories of this quantum physics, quantum mechanics. It is a subject difficult to understand. I don't think anybody understands the subject. Originally, it was the theories were proposed to explain the spectrum of the simplest atom, that is the hydrogen atom. Of course, subsequently, the same theory, that is this wave particle duality and this uncertainty principle, that has been extended to the very large object like this quantum gravity. But of course, there is a kind of, this a kind of philosophy as well as this emotion also, to combine these things with this spirituality. But how that can be done, or it is usually done, I do not know, but maybe these experts can always connect. So I hope that this discussion will be stimulating, and with this expectation, I thank you very much. Thank you.